Hello Pisces, kia ora koutou katoa. Welcome to my YouTube channel, and also if you've come across me or this video on my Facebook page, welcome to that page as well. I just want to say thank you to everybody who has subscribed to my YouTube channel as well as followed and liked my Facebook page, and if you haven't done that yet, go ahead and do that now, so then you can keep up with the videos that I and the other content that I put out. There's a variety of things that I am putting out and I have put out, so then you can keep in contact with that, keep up to date with that. So anyway, these reads, I just want to make sure I remind everybody that these reads, the messages that come through from them with them are general reads, so they may or may not resonate with you. If you don't understand it, check out one of your other signs. I mean, if it doesn't resonate, parts of it do, check out one of our other signs, as they may offer you a little bit more information. If you don't know what they are, there is a link in the description box below that will take you to a website that has a calculator there that will do it for free for you. So very interesting reading and about finding about different parts of us in other ways. So so then you could check out the other readings about and what's come through from Spirit for me with the other signs as well, to maybe help give you a more comprehensive read, but maybe more pertinent to different areas of your life. Okay, so let me see, what else do I need to do? Okay, so the other thing is, these reads are suitable for whether you're watching for your sun, moon, rising, or Venus sign, which is kind of why I mentioned about checking out what your other signs are. Okay. Anyway, so today I'm going to be using the Crystal Spirits deck today, and as you can see, I'm working from a different, somewhere different today. On Fridays I work mostly on Friday. Most Fridays I work from a little place called Infinity. And this is my room over there, and I have my own studio at my own home. Okay, anyway, so that's where I am if you're wondering. So from the crystal cards, of course, as usual, I because this deck has a lot of cards in there, crystals in there that I have no idea about, I will shuffle and see what falls out for you. So Numite is the first one out, and if this is a stone which depends, this is the stone of the black ray, which depends on our connection to the physical plane or the material realm. It is a strong protection and grounding stone that draws from the fiery energies of the earth and combines them with the transformational energies of storms. So that's a really interesting way that they put that. Oh gosh, now I've just dropped it. So you might have dropped the ball on something, which is kind of interesting. Why I dropped that. So anyway, I'm back again. Okay, so let me see. It also aids in helping us achieve mastery. So the vibrations of Numite enhances our intuition, increases luck and magic, assists in developing personal power, along with the psychic ability of clairvoyance. So it also protects the human aura as well as the atmosphere of any environment, which I find is really interesting. It has the ability to take one on a journey deep into their inner psyche, to the core of who they are, to get a better dose of their true self, and better look at their true selves as well. It helps release blocks or trapped things that are stuck within the subconscious, which will leave us with a stronger ability of healing, masculine energy, and self-mastery. So it gives us courage to go deep within and face the shadow self. Basically, and it also helps us to travel into the lower planes to locate, retrieve lost souls, to integrate them back into their true self for healing. Okay, because sometimes that can happen. But basically, it's a really, really beautiful grounding stone. So number 3 and number 8 is that. Number 38 is it's in the deck. It's number 38 in the deck. I'll put that there. So 3 is about balance, and 8 is about knowing that we are, or you are, the infinite being in the cycle of life, basically. And it is really, we're just going through a cycle. So finding that balancing within your life, basically, but in all areas of life. And I'm hearing with the emotional, like the spiritual, where are they going? Okay, the body, mind, the spirit, and the soul, basically. Okay, so the energy is just like, before it's quite heightened, but now it's just quite calming. And I just feel like there seems to be, getting yourself into that sense of a calming energy. So anyway, we have the moonstone one that's come out as well. So, and the brief explanation with that is, the moonstone is for new beginnings. It's a stone of inner growth and strength. And it helps soothe emotional instability and stress and stabilizes the emotions, providing calmness. Moonstone also enhances intuition, promotes inspiration, success, and good fortune in love and business matters. So it'd be an awesome one to have in your stash, with your, in your, I have a little tray with about 6, 7, 8, 9 actually now, different crystals that help clear energy, but also help draw in wonderful energy, for business, abundance, prosperity, and all sorts of areas of what businesses, we could do. So, and not just luck as well, but that's a good part of it as well. So there may be something while I'm banging on about that, is like about the luck side of it as well, but also I'm just hearing and feeling there's a sense of calmness that some of you may be lacking at the moment for whatever reason, and there may have been some things that have come up financially for some of you that have thrown you off kilter. But anyway, we'll see what comes up. Here's 2 cards through here. So these are the energy oracle. This is the energy oracle deck. Bloody hell, I'm getting a bit tongue-tied this afternoon. What is it now? Afternoon, yes. Anyway, magnetism. So there is something about magnetism there for you, and I'm feeling that's like, what are you drawing towards you? What are you bringing? What are you, and what are you gravitating towards as well? But I'm hearing more, what are you magneting? What are you drawing towards you? Because I'm hearing like that manifestation side of things, or what are you being drawn to as well? What is, and also I'm hearing like magnifying, in that sense, is what are you putting out there? So, and as to why you're feeling a little bit disoriented and orientated, okay, or disoriented actually. So there's something there, but it's not all like spread out. For some of you, there's more not so good stuff that's coming rather than the good stuff, or or more balanced stuff or good stuff. Yeah, okay, we'll put it that way. But it's like there's finding that balance, which is why these are finding the balance. It's just remembering that sometimes things, when it's not all, roses, life isn't just a box of chocolates all the way through, a box of roses chocolates I'm talking about, or a bunch of roses actually, all the way through. And there are challenges that are going through, we go through at times, but it's like you've been, you can get through it. So I just feel like for some of you Pisces out there, there may be something that's going on that's like you're feeling like a fish out of water basically, and it's like there's some really emotional stuff that's coming up, but also and some really creative stuff that's coming up for you, but they're just talking about grounding yourself. Okay, so I know you are a water energy, but it's like they're talking about grounding yourself, so you can be here present in your body to deal with what is going on with your emotions, okay? Because it's like some of you are getting quite emotional at the moment, and it's like affecting the way that what you're magnetizing towards you, or what you're magnetizing toward as well. So which is making a little bit of making some of your manifestations looking and feeling like they are not happening, but Spirit in the background is saying, yes, they are, but you're holding them up. Okay, so a lot of you may be holding them up by poking your nose and, and trying to shift things and create things in your timing when it's the divine time, it's not quite right because something else is in alignment for that to fit, to work out, okay? So there's something about magnetism. However, some of you, on the other front with the love side of you, I'm just feeling there's a little bit of a drawing of a magnetism towards somebody or some bodies for some of you. On the love side, there's something for some of you there, like you may be feeling like a little bit more able or wanting to like have someone in your life or putting it out there, but somebody has come into your life. So and there's a sense of calm, but there's also a sense of nervousness, but not to allow yourself to like get too nervous that you push them away. Okay. because I'm just hearing like some of you is just having fun, because this is actually a delightful card, whichever way it is, because there's something turning around. It's just reminding you that, you know, flicking the switch from the mind to turn around into whatever is going on is not necessarily a negative thing, okay? Or a negative thing. It's just sometimes we have to ride it out and wait a little bit longer. Something might pop up, but it's maybe meant to pop up to let you know that's to be aware of it, and or to fix it up, sort it out. Then you can move forward. Okay, so it's like because it's better that it pops up now instead of later. Okay, so it's like switching your thinking around with that. Okay, and moderation. So there's something about doing something or some things in moderation. Even though, yes, you're very passionate, you're very, I want to say some of you is maybe a little bit more stubborn than others, but you're very in this realm of, with your feelings and your emotions about, fantasy, and that sort of thing, some would call it. But there's like, I'm feeling like the people that are connecting with this, like, because there's this artistic sort of thing about you, that it's like, it's kind of finding the balance between that and the way that you balancing your emotions and your feelings, basically, is what I'm hearing, with whatever it is that you're doing. Because it's like some of it is, for some of you, what I'm hearing is like you may be going a little bit overboard either one way or the other. So it really comes down to balance. Okay, which is really, which has come out here with both of these. And knowing that everything is like, it's a journey, there's a cycle that's going around. But just remember that what we create, is, like with that is, that creation of, that knowing that we are the creator of all this abundance and prosperity, is realizing that we can be, and also, we're also the creator of the other side of that too, the lack of as well. So through the actions that we take and the thoughts that we put out there, okay? So that's where it's finding that moderation in what we're doing. But I'm just hearing some of you are like maybe putting a lot of energy into something as well, and it's maybe getting a little bit tired, a little bit exhausted as well. So doing some other things in moderation as well. Cool. Because I'm being drawn to this one. This moderation is speaking as well. It's been watching what you're saying. It's and watching what you're saying. Because I'm just drawn to the throat chakra. I'm calling it a flower in the throat chakra as well. Cool. It's beautiful. Okay, so I'm just going to tarot cards now. So there's something that's coming up too. I feel like with the Fool, okay? So for some of you, for a lot of you, it will be taking a leap of faith and moving into something and making a decision about going into a relationship or going out of a relationship. It's like about the next step, okay? For some of it, for others of you, it's being mindful about watching your step, watching what it is where you're stepping into, okay? So there is a double-edged sword there for users. I feel like it's just like, and for some of you it will be about when you take that leap of faith, just looking around you as you're doing it, because there's some more information to come. And it's like it's not just like a straight narrow take that leap of faith for some of you, but it's all for a lot of you out there, like there's a sense of cautionary, in the sense that it's just being aware of what you're doing or what's going on around you, what you're feeling, what you're sensing, what you're seeing, and what you're knowing, and what it is that what does it marry up. So it's like opening up all your senses. I feel like there's something there, but it definitely taking that leap of faith, but also watching your step and how fast you step forward after that or go into it. Does that make sense? Anyway, it does make sense, okay? And I just feel like even though I asked that question, it's kind of for you, but it's also, it's like asking, does this make sense as well? that when you're going, as you're taking along, like something might come up, and it may be that you, walk past that part as you're taking this walk, this leap of faith. So there's a whole new learning or a whole new journey, which is why they're saying that. So it's not necessarily a bad thing, a warning in a negative way, but it's just being an awareness about what is going on around you and who is there and that sort of thing. Because I feel like some of the people who are going to go with you, or that that are following you, but also that are going alongside you, and when you step into it, there's just, obviously you're going to be aware, and I'm saying obviously because it's that just making yourself be aware of what's going on. And I feel like a lot of you are aware of some of the things that could happen, because you've in your mind, you're kind of semi-prepared. But I feel like for you, those of you that are like that, fit in that category, or that what Spirit are talking about, it's like it's just a reminder, basically. Because then I see there's the King of Swords, and the King of Swords is after this, the fall. But some people would see, this is where I think they're going at, some people would see what you're going to do. For some of you, that you're being a fool of doing it, but it's like, that's for you to, that's for you to be, to judge, not for them. It's not even about judging. But it's like, that's for you to make that decision. And that's your discernment that for you to make that decision, basically, or that judgment. So judgment's not necessarily a negative word. It's all in how we, the context of it and what's behind it, basically, the intention behind it. So as I'm just hearing Spirit saying, it's not a negative word on saying that. But here, this King of Swords comes in, and I feel like you'll walk through and you'll see, there's this air about you where you will take on this persona where there is being that authority figure or that leader, but with a firm but fair directive energy, communication, drive, and everything that people are going to start to, most people will be satisfied or happy to have you lead them on that way, the way forward, or in a certain direction, or with what you are doing. But it's like, as some of these will be doing this trip alone, this journey alone, others do with you, it'll mean that there'll be people that will be going with you or following you in the long run, maybe not immediately. But then you see, and along the way there, this is where they were going with that before, is like you'll be learning new skills. So the Eight of Pentacles there, in creating, your abundance, your prosperity, basically. And so there may be an air sign that comes in as well with this King of Swords, that may give you a little bit of a hand with, you may see how they've done it, and you may take the learning from that, and how they hold themselves, how they, move themselves, how they communicate as well. So maybe for some of you that it's about looking at that, taking on that leadership role and actually doing it, stepping into that space. And of course, there's going to be new skills that you're going to learn along the way. So it's like not holding yourself off from doing the role if you're going into a new job as well, because it's like, this is all about learning, for everlasting learning, and whatever these new skills that you that would be helpful, and maybe some of you will need to learn, is going to bring you more abundance or prosperity, financially wise, with your career, with your business, or whatever it is. It's just going to take you to new heights, but you've got to allow yourself to go there. So don't be frightened. And I'm just hearing some of you is maybe feeling like if you take this role or move that place, you're going to feel like a fish out of water. But it's like, well, there's something new, and quite often we do. So it's like, get over it, just do it, because it's something I feel like a lot of you really want to do. So why are you holding yourself off? But I do feel like it's also reminding you that not to let others' thoughts get in the way of stopping you from doing what it is that you want to do. That's their stuff, not yours. Okay, because I do feel like a good portion of you will be, not so, may regret it, or may feel like, may go into that space. It's like, like later, if you don't do something, move in the way, the direction that you want to do, go into that coulda, shoulda, woulda, done, and maybe regret it later, because it's like, there's that in the back of my mind is, there's some, but the Spirit's saying is, you know, you might as well give it a shot. You know, what have you got to lose sort of energy. It's like, and you'll never know unless you have a go, basically, because you can always make another decision or choose another path or another direction, but you've learned something along the way that you can take with you. Okay, so it's going to, you know, there, because these two cards came out, and inner strength was the Nine of Wands, but also, you know, a tension release with the Two of Swords as well. So whatever you're doing, it's like you're coming to an end of something, end of, you know, you battling against, you know, whatever, yourself and others. See, there's like a fence there, like you've put up all these barriers basically, but it's not so much, I'm not seeing them all as barriers, but you've like grounded yourself in that, you've learned something there, you've grounded yourself in that, and you've learned something there, you've grounded information here, you've learned something from that, so that to me, I'm feeling that it's not, and you've created that inner strength through going, you know, these are like different stages that you've been through basically. And it's like you're grounding this last one because it's like, okay, I've figured it out and I'm moving on, okay? Which therefore, and you make a decision through that, which therefore in the end helps you to decide, you know, or figure it out and let go of, there's some sort of release of tension because you figured it out. And obviously it's to do with the heart chakra because I feel, because these thoughts are in the heart, but it's something that you're passionate about, okay, where you want it to go. Beautiful. And there will be some confusion along the way because it's like, because the moonstone, I'm just seeing the moon in there, and the moon, you know, can, you know, creates, you know, a bit of, you know, confusion and fluctuation with energy as well. But this is part of that inner strength and that part of like you knowing, you're getting to know with all these, with this wands because you've taken those steps to get there. Right, the last card out is for you today is the new beginnings emotionally with the Ace of Cups. So there's something where you achieve, and when you get to the end of that and you figure it out and it's like, okay, I've got this sorted. So now it's whether, you know, and I do feel like this is more of a positive thing than it, because, you know, a new beginning in the way of, you know, feeling emotionally could be a not so good way, or, you know, or a good thing. However, I'm feeling it more of a positive thing because of the energy that's been behind this, okay? Some of you, unless you've got, you know, something that's, but I do feel like it's, even then, if there is something that's going on there, it's like flipping that switch, okay? Flipping the switch to making it more positive, okay? So, but I'm feeling with these cards coming up for most of you, you'll be going into a space of feeling, you know, that, and your emotions and feelings will be, you know, more in a positive way, because it's like you've figured out what you need to figure out because you've put the energy behind it, you've taken some time to discover yourself, and you've released this other stuff because you're going into a new phase. So it's more of creativity, and your emotional connection with you, okay, and yourself. With your emotional connection with yourself and others is strengthened, basically, and you're knowing about that. Cool. That's awesome. Anyway, you have a wonderful week. I'm going to leave that with you now, and look, with my guides, yes, and spirit, and the energy of Pisces. We leave you with lots of love, peace, harmony, and joy, excitement, and adventure. Bye for now. We'll see you next Thursday.